What is the one common thing good players and pros have in common? What makes them good at what they do? It always starts with consistency. They do things consistently. Consistency starts with your setup. So you have to have a consistent setup for you to have consistent results in your swing. Today, we are going to talk about the basic setup in golf. Welcome to this week's edition on Shem Golf Academy. Today, I want to help you learn how to set up consistently. Because if you set up consistently, most likely you're going to have consistent results with whatever swing you have. And I want to give you an assignment. When you're watching the pros play on TV or when you're watching very good players, watch them, how they set up. They're always setting up consistently. There are few things and basic things in golf that we have to know and do to be able to set up consistently. The first goal is to get this ball. Our goal is to get this ball from here to a certain point, whether it's on the tee box, on the fairway, or on the green. So the direct line between the ball and the target point is called the target line. It's always a straight line. Whether you're hitting a draw, a fade, a straight shot, high shot, low shot, putting, it's always a straight line from point A to point B. That is what helps us with our setup to begin with. Once you identify your target line, okay, and we're going to talk about the process of identifying that on a different video. Once you identify your target line, we have a second line here that we call the fit line. I'm using clubs to illustrate that. Most pros you'll see even on TV, they have a stick like this. We call this the alignment sticks. But because many people might not have the alignment stick, I'm using clubs to just fine with what we want to illustrate. Once you identify the target line, we have the fit line, which are supposed to be parallel to that target line. Okay? So with the basic setup, you identify your straight line to your target. You have to make sure the club is square to that target line and it's facing where you want the ball to end up. And then you have to set your feet parallel. The relationship between your target line and your feet line is that those lines don't meet. They're not supposed to meet anywhere. They're parallel to each other. Think about a railway track. They'll never meet. They're always going. So my feet will always point left of where my target is, whether I'm putting, hitting a driver, or hitting a shot on the fairway. So make sure that those feet are parallel to that line. Point number 3, consistently having the ball at the same position is important. I cannot have the same club and I get the ball a little forward towards my right foot in one shot, and the next time I have the ball towards my back foot and expect the same results. Because the swing, your natural swing has a natural bottom position where it bottoms out. That's really where you need your ball, at the bottom of the swing, okay, or slightly before the bottom of the swing for an iron shot. So make sure that the ball is always in the same position. And when you talk about the same position, we are talking in reference to your heels, not your toes. Because you can flare the toes and that changes the position, but the heels are always stationary there. So it's always in relationship to your heels. So for most shots, you want the ball position middle towards the front. Okay. So for better players, I always insist the same ball position about an inch inside your left heel. But if your ball striking is not that consistent, I move the ball towards the middle. So the important key here is that the ball position has to be consistent. All right. In addition to the feet being parallel, you have to make sure your knees, your hips, and your shoulders are also parallel to the target line. That allows us to swing really nice around that line and always get the club at the right position consistently. Okay? So make sure that you have a consistent setup. The other thing you need to make sure is when you set up, okay, your chin is not buried in your chest. It's naturally there. You want your back straight. Okay, if I put I'm not rounded. The back straight. Okay, you need your knees a little flex. You don't want your knees all straight, but you need them flex. So you'll have an angle between your knees to your hips, and then the third angle is from your hips with a straight back. Okay, so if I put the club there, I want to feel it kind of touch the back of my head. Then I know my head is in the right position. Okay, so you need those angles for proper setup. Okay, make sure the shoulders are parallel to your legs, parallel to the target line, and with that you have a basic setup. It's something that you have to practice every time you're on the range. Setup. 4 basic things every shot you have to practice: the grip. Here we are talking with the target line, you're talking about the aim. Okay, very fundamental in golf. With the fit line, we are talking about alignment, how you align your body to your target line. And then with the angles, I'm talking about the posture. Those are the 4 basic things in golf. If you're not consistently doing those 4 things the same way, don't expect similar results. Okay? I challenge you to look at the pros. They are always setting up exactly the same way. Don't get me wrong. If you want the ball to do something that is not standard, you'll have to change your setup. But that is your reference position. If you want your ball to draw, there is an adjustment you have to make. If you want your ball to fade, there's an adjustment you have to make. If you want your ball to go lower or higher, all those are adjustments, and also depending on the lie that you have. But for a basic, straightforward shot, that is our starting point, and all the adjustments come from this point. Again, if you haven't subscribed to Shem Golf Academy, please do so, as we continue to strive to give you the best and simple lessons in golf to help you improve. Enjoy your golf and improve your scores. Thank you. See you on the next episode.